Hi, I'm Coach Todd, and welcome to the November newsletter. Well, it's definitely getting colder outside, isn't it? And today we woke up to a bunch of snow, which makes my son very happy. He's a snowboarder, and he's been hoping and praying for snow. So he's happy. He's a happy camper today. For a bunch of other people, we're not so happy because we got to run in this, right? So running in snow and ice is always a hard thing. So one tip when you're running outside in the snow, please watch out for your footing. Try not to go as fast as you normally do because you can slip, right? So I like to slow down my pace a bit so that I'm more in control, especially on any kind of descent, right? So any kind of a dip in elevation, it can be very slippery. I've seen a lot of people crash, so be very, very careful. Okay, so we have some exciting stuff. So what just happened a couple of weeks ago was Sue did the New York Marathon. So she's done a ton of marathons, but this was one of her best. She was so happy with how the whole race went. She beat her goal by 20 seconds, which is pretty neat, or 40 seconds. So she ended up coming in 4:49 and 14th in her age group. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine doing the New York Marathon and then coming in top 20 of your age group? Crazy. Next weekend, or this weekend coming up, is exciting. You can see I'm drinking coffee in my Ironman Arizona mug in honor of these two guys. They are racing Ironman Arizona. I'm going down to cheer for them. So that's awesome. I hope it keeps snowing and snowing and snowing so we can escape it and enjoy the sun for a couple of days. So that's exciting. The cool thing is Anthony's he's done this so many times. It's no big deal for him, but he's in really good shape. I think he's going to have a good race. Johan, though, this is his first race. So here's a picture of Johan, and I'm going to show you a picture of him with his bike all packed up. So I loaned my my bike case. He's going to put his brand new bike in there, so it's going to be nice and safe. And he's going on his first trip ever with his bike and his first Ironman. So he's going to have a great time. I know he's pretty nervous. Training hasn't been perfect for him, so it's going to be a challenging day, but most Ironmans are challenging. So if you want to follow him online, you can follow him at ironman.com, and his last name is Andy, Andie. He's going to be out there a long day, and so I'm really excited to watch him. I'm going to take tons of pictures. The other cool thing that happened a couple weeks ago is I became certified as an Ironman coach through the Ironman University program. So that was pretty cool. I actually enjoyed that program a lot. There's any coaches out there who are watching this and you're thinking about whether you should take it. I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. I definitely added some of the knowledge that I've had over the years. And so I would recommend Ironman U for sure. Coming up in November 28th, we have in Calgary here, it's called The Finer Details of Front Crawl. And what it is, we do a 2.5 hour in-class lecture where I teach you all the ins and outs about front crawl swimming. And then we go to the pool, we get the underwater camera out, videotape you underwater and above water. It's really quite awesome. If you want to improve your swimming, this is a great class to do. I do it twice a year, and this is number one. So if you want to take place in that, go to the website, check it out. It's on the front page, and it's on November 28th at 3 o'clock. Okay, what else? Wildflower Training Camp. Looks like that's the camp that's running this year. If you want to come to California with us and train, especially when it's so wintry outside, maybe you're not a big fan of the snow, we could start your California dreaming. Sign up for Wildflower. I'm actually really excited to go back to California. I haven't been there for a couple of years, so Wildflower Training Camp is going to be going this year. What else we got going on? Before I was going to talk about my 30-day challenge that I just did. But before I do that, what I wanted to talk to you about is training zones. So we did yesterday in the brick class, we did it's a threshold test. I'll talk to you more about my results later in this video. But right now I want you to talk to you about why do we do these tests. So the test is very simple, right? We do basically 30 minutes as hard as you can go on the bike. Not as hard as you can go for 30 seconds or a minute, but as hard as you can go for 30 minutes. And then from that, we get your average heart rate. And that average heart rate is going to tell you what your threshold is. And then once you have that number, then you can go into Training Peaks. So you go into trainingpeaks.com. If you don't have an account for that, I highly suggest you get it. It's totally free. And it's a great way to figure out what your training zones are. So then this is how you do it. First thing you do is you log into your Training Peaks account. Then you click on your name in the upper left-hand corner. This will take you to your athlete account settings. Then you go to zones. And then you're into an area where you can change your zones and input heart rates and stuff. So the first thing we have here is default heart rate. Usually I put my run heart rate in there. What we're going to do is we're going to forget about that for now. We're going to scroll down and add activity because we just did a bike test. So we're going to add activity and we're going to select bike and then we go add. We're going to input your threshold heart rate. We're going to pretend it was 170. And then you're going to go down to auto calculation and you're going to choose the type. So you choose lactate threshold, and then go over here to choose method. And the method I choose, I like 5 zones. So I'm going to go down to Andy Coogan, select Andy's method, and then go calculate. We can scroll down. Now you can see there are your zones. You can go on, click apply. And there you go, you get zones 1 to 5. And if you want to, you can change the names. If you don't like seeing active recovery, you can type in, easy ride, things like that. So it makes it easier for you to know what your zones represent. And so then you go to the bottom, you go save and close. And then you're done. And you can do the same thing with running as well. So if you do a 10K, you get your heart rate during that 10K or a 30-minute effort. Do the same thing. Take that heart rate, throw it into this calculator, and you get your training zones. It really is that simple. And you can do it with power as well. So if you do that test, like we did that test in the Brit class, if you have a power meter, you can get your average power for that unit of time, which is 30 minutes, and then plug it into that formula, and it'll calculate your power training zones. And it's a quick and easy way to get your training zones. And they work really, really well.